On this episode, we are going to be looking into how long does it take for a house to sell. Coming up. Welcome, I'm your host, Steve Penate, realtor and host of the Steve Talks Real Estate Show, where we bring you value, content, and tips in all things real estate and housing related. So I'm finally back, and I'm back in action to keep bringing you so much more content. I took a little break, went on vacation. If you've been following me on my social medias, you can see where I've been and so on, but I am rejuvenated. Do I look younger to you? I feel younger. I'm excited to keep bringing you all the information and resources you need in real estate. So we are going to be looking into how long does it take for a house to sell in the Phoenix Metropolitan area. Now, in the Phoenix Metropolitan area, it's a little bit complex because different areas are responding very differently to the current market we're in. The biggest factor is probably the price range in regards to how long it takes for a house to sell. We're going to be looking into some factors that come into play in the sale of a house. Pay attention to these if you are planning to sell your house now or in the near future. So here are some factors we have to pay attention to determine how fast a house will sell in no particular order. Number one, location. Location is a big factor into how long it takes for a house to sell. There are certain areas in the Phoenix metropolitan area where families are willing to get into a bidding war in order to get the house they want in the neighborhood they want to be in. It could be because of school districts, shopping areas. It could be an area that is being revitalized. Life is coming back to the area and people want to get in there right now before it gets even harder to buy into it. The downtown area has been an area like that. Location plays a factor into how long it takes for a house to sell. Number two is price. It's super important that you are pricing your house well. Overpriced house will not get showings. Don't expect an offer coming in. It's very important that you are pricing your house according to the market value in the area. Everybody knows how much houses are selling for in the area, so you can be sneaky and try and catch someone with an overpriced house. Sometimes we've had situations where we've encouraged sellers to list their house slightly under market value in areas that are very hot, and what ends up happening is a multiple offers situation and a bidding war comes in that drives the price up. Depending on what the ultimate goal is for you, you don't necessarily have to get into a multiple offers situation, but if you're pricing the house really well, you should be getting an offer on the house you're selling. Number three, comparables in the area your house is located in. What's going on in your market? Are houses selling for a week? Are they selling in 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months? Every area responds differently. Additionally, the condition of your house. Walk through it as a potential buyer. Does your house need a facelift, a paint job, countertops? All of these things play a factor into how long it takes for a house to sell. Take this into consideration. Your house could be the ugliest house on the block, but if the market's hot in the area it's in, it'll sell quicker. Or your area could be the perfect model home, the dream house, but if it's in a slow area, it'll take longer to sell. Genius, huh? Well, it's common sense. I have recently listed homes in the $200,000 price range. Guess what? In 2 weeks, we had an offer. The house we are currently filming in, I have it listed in the $300,000 price range. That price range is moving a lot slower than the lower price ranges. We're now in day 43 and we finally received an offer. Every house responds differently. Now, I know you guys see all those Facebook posts and all those ads and so on. House sold in 1 day, rockstar agent. That's up to you to decide. But the reality is that the area was probably hot. There were a lot of people buying in that price range, and guess what? The house got an offer. Just because a house sits longer doesn't mean the agent is also a bad agent. It simply means that the buyers in that certain market are responding a lot slower. Number 4, you as the seller have to be ready to be inconvenienced. Now is not the time to be a princess about your schedule. Now, how does this play a factor in regards to how long it takes to sell a house? Well, I've had clients that did not want their schedule inconvenienced one bit. Guess what happened? You guessed it right. The house sat. It was on their terms, on their schedule, when buyers were able to come and see the house. I understand everybody has lives, jobs, families, schedules. I understand all that. But it's super important that if you really want to sell your house, be super flexible in regards to having your house showing at particular hours during the day. Well, that wraps up episode number 38 of the Steve Talks Real Estate Show. Listen, if you are planning to sell your house anytime soon, it's super important you walk through these things with the agent you are going to use. Don't get too caught up emotionally with the house sold in one day, house sold in 1 week. Look at this. No real estate agent on the planet has a magic potion. Now, I understand that there are marketing tools that an agent uses, and there are certain strategies that a solid agent can implement in order to bring exposure and buyers through the house. But don't get too caught up into the hype, into houses being sold fast. Be aware that every market responds differently. Number 2, make sure your agent gets off their butts and does everything they can to get your house sold. Keep sending in your questions, and I will do everything to keep answering them. We'll see you next time.